So let's get right into it. When it comes to building wealth, where should we put our energy? Should we be looking up to the heavens or should we be looking in the mirror? Today, we're going to explore a fascinating answer, the Buddhist blueprint for prosperity.
You know, when things feel unstable and the economy is a bit shaky, it's totally understandable to hope for a miracle. A lot of us look for some kind of shortcut, some divine help to get ahead. But the big question is that really the most effective way to go about it?
And you know, this urge to seek help from a higher power, it's not just about faith. It's deeply psychological. It's a really human way to deal with feeling insecure. When we feel like things are out of our control, it's natural to look for something or someone who is. And this really gets to the heart of the whole debate. On one side, you've got this idea of external reliance, the belief that our fate, our fortune, it's all in the hands of gods or some cosmic force. But on the other side, you have the Buddhist principle of karma, which says, nope, we're the ones in the driver's seat. Our future is shaped by our own intentional actions.
So that's the big question, right? Is our destiny something that's just handed to us, or is it something we actively build piece by piece? Let's see what happens when we shift the focus from looking outside for answers to looking within.
What's interesting is that Buddhism really pushes back against any kind of fatalism. It says these three ideas are wrong views. The point is, you're not just a prisoner of your past actions. You're not a puppet of a divine creator. And you're definitely not just a victim of random luck. The real message here is one of empowerment.
And that empowerment comes from a real understanding of karma. See, a lot of us think of karma as just, payback from the past, but its true power is in what's called cetana. That's the intention behind what you think, say, and do right now. It's not a prison from the past, it's the key to building your future.
So the big takeaway here is this. You are the architect. Your thoughts and actions, right here in the present, are the very building blocks of your future success. It's a massive shift from just waiting for a blessing to fall from the sky to actively creating one yourself. Okay, fair question. If we're the ones in charge of our destiny, then where do all the gods and deities and spirits fit into this whole picture? Well, think of your life like a movie. You're the main character, the star of the show. Deities, they're the supporting actors. They can give you a boost, they can offer encouragement, but they can't live your life for you. And here's the crucial part. They're also subject to the laws of karma. They can only really help people who are already putting in the good work themselves.
All right, so if just praying and hoping isn't the main strategy, what is? Well, Buddhism offers a surprisingly practical, actionable formula for success. So let's break it down.
Before we even get to the step-by-step formula, there's a ground rule, a non-negotiable. It's called right livelihood. This just means that your work has to be honest and ethical. It can't cause harm to you or to anyone else, because any wealth that's built on a foundation of dishonesty, well, it's just not going to lead to real, lasting happiness. And here it is. This is sometimes called the heart of a millionaire, but you can think of it as an ancient guide to modern financial literacy. It's a really practical 4-part plan. First, you have UV for diligence. That's about being skilled and energetic in your work. Then comes A for protection. It's not enough to earn money. You've got to protect it. Next is Ka for good company, because the people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or drag you down. And finally, Sa for balanced living, living within your means, finding that sweet spot between being wasteful and being miserly. Now, I want to be super clear about this. This is not a get-rich-quick spell. It's a practical system for building a stable, prosperous life, and every single part of it depends on your own consistent effort and discipline. So, let's say you're following the steps. You're building your wealth. What's the point? What's it all for? This is where the philosophy gets really deep, and it asks us to completely redefine what it even means to be rich. So, the idea is that there are really two types of wealth. First, there's worldly wealth. Money, property, status. It's the stuff you can gain, but also the stuff you can lose. And then there's noble wealth. This is an inner treasure. Things like your integrity, your wisdom, your generosity. This is the kind of wealth that no one can ever take away from you. So what exactly makes up this noble wealth? Well, it's made of these 7 key qualities. Things like faith, virtue, generosity, and of course, wisdom. These are seen as the true signs of a rich life. a life that gives you a deep and lasting sense of peace. And this leads to a fantastic question. If the end goal isn't just to pile up as much cash as you possibly can, then what is money actually for? What's its true purpose? Well, there's a guide for that too. There are 5 noble ways to use your wealth. First, take care of yourself and your family. Second, support your friends. Third, use it to create a safety net against disasters. Fourth, contribute back to your community. And fifth, support virtuous causes you believe in. It's a beautiful path from personal security all the way to benefiting society. And here's the masterstroke. This is how it all connects. The very act of using your worldly wealth for these good purposes, especially through generosity, is how you actually build your permanent inner noble wealth. The money you give away transforms into an inner quality that you get to keep forever. So after all of this, what's the one big takeaway? If you remember just one thing, let it be this. It all boils down to a single, really powerful shift in perspective. This is the shift. It's about moving from being a passive recipient, someone just waiting for luck or fate to show up, to becoming an active, intentional creator of your own destiny. You're not just the effect. You are the cause. And isn't that a beautiful thought? That the hard work you put into building financial stability, when it's done ethically and with the right mindset, doesn't have to be a separate thing from your spiritual growth. The two journeys can actually be one and the same. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. As you go about your day, your work, your life, what kind of wealth are you truly building?